we're freaking out. We're freaking out this morning.
In the queue. On one. In queue. Okay, apply code.
Are we in the queue?
Come on. On one. All right, come on. Apply code. Yes. No, you're in.
Don't touch it.
Oh, you're in the queue.
We're in the queue.
We're in the queue.
We're in the queue. Wait.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy.
High five.
I want to cry right now.
All right. So.
Okay.
What the hell's going on?
Okay.
All right. Let me explain.
Okay.
Are you on that one too?
We're in the queue.
We're in the queue.
We have tickets.
Okay, so.
In the queue. This is
the queue.
The queue. Do you see the little running man? This is what makes
Look
everything
at the monitor
breathing.
when you do that.
Okay.
All right, so here's the deal.
Okay.
This is the reason we're freaking
I'm
out.
not panicking.
We're not panicking, no.
I'm
Okay,
good.
so
Little man's walking. He's still walking.
it's March 28th. So this is what we're freaking out about. Is today Burning Man tickets go on sale. If you ever wanted to go to a big festival,
Okay.
don't put it next to me.
It's ready. Just don't bump it. Don't bump it for any reason whatsoever.
I'm not going to move from this position. So if you have like a big thing you do every year,
redirected? Are we?
Don't.
No. What did it do to me? It redirected me. Why?
Don't You know what to do. This happens every year. If you
Wait. What? What happened? Why did it do this?
If you have a
It says enter promo code. I had already entered the promo code.
Do it again.
Okay, my hands are shaking now. Wait.
I know. Is it not? Has it not started yet?
Well,
Okay,
no,
never
it
mind.
kicked me out.
I should explain what's going on. Okay, you panic quietly.
I can't panic.
And I'll talk. So Burning Man is a big thing in the Black Rock Desert on the way to Reno, and basically it's 65,000 people, all put out in an orderly fashion.
Is little man still? He's still walking, right? Okay, because what happened? Why did it do that to me? It kicked me out.
Yeah.
Keep going. No, I'm just. Somebody actually has to do this. Okay, keep going.
Hang on one second. It says redirected to website as soon as possible. That's what it just said to me. Anyway, here's the deal.
I just knocked myself off.
There's 2 million. There's 2 million people vying for 65,000 tickets, and I've gone the last 8 years, and it's camping in the desert, windstorms, 50 miles an hour, a lot of dust, and it's what could be better than that. So today the tickets go on sale as we speak, and so
it's not letting me put my code in for some reason.
So to be honest, we don't care about you. This is the one time of the year.
It knocked me off mine. The only one we're on is this one. Are we on this one still?
This is the one thing we do a year.
I think it knocked us both off. How could it have possibly have done that?
This is my life.
I might start crying.
Don't cry.
I might start crying because it knocked us both off, I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think it did.
Are you sure?
I think it did, yeah.
It's 12:04 Pacific time.
I don't know
the
why
sale
it
starts at
knocked us
1.
off.
This is what happens at our house. Can I read it?
I'm not going to touch
Can I
yours.
say that again?
I'm not going to touch yours in case on the off chance it hasn't totally screwed us over.
Okay, so
I'm going to stick with this one.
if the sale starts at Pacific time at noon, wouldn't it start at 1 o'clock here? And you're just going in too early.
Yeah, I'm just no. This is
Okay.
just the waiting room. But now it's saying that the tickets are invalid or may not be available. It may just because it didn't let me into the waiting room, so maybe it knocked me out of the waiting room.
Back to the show. You all right?
Not really.
Are you all right?
This is our big thing.
This
sorry,
is
but
our big thing.
If parents, if you have that one thing that is strictly yours and not your children's thing, but your
Right.
thing, only your thing,
This
and
is
then
it.
like
This
you
is
know, like
it.
a day and you're holding hands and you go, oh, that's right, I fell in love with you.
What's
for a
your name
reason other than
again?
our children.
Like that.
This is our thing.
This is that thing. All right, so.
Did it knock? I think it knocked us out of the waiting room, but I don't know if it means it
Okay,
knocked us
well,
out of the.
you kind of look and
But I
check
was
that
right
out.
there. I don't know. Okay.
I am gonna. We're gonna
start the show.
We're gonna skip the UHP officer thing. Just trust me on this.
Okay, but it's really cool though and important.
Yeah, but we're still gonna skip it. And so basically, Erin, our friends already have 6 computers up and running with all their friends. Remember, do not share this. Oh shit.
Tell her that.
Okay.
Tell her we were
I
in
know
the
we're
little
so
Rain Man-
self-absorbed, and I really
Okay,
apologize
move on.
for that. But this is one of those things where it's just like we get to be alone. And sure, it's in a desert, it's 100 degrees and stuff, but I prepare pretty well. We have air conditioning and cool and ice and all this stuff. So anyway, back to the
Let's
thing.
go back to bunny butt cookies.
I'm going to go back to this. Erin discovered a room in her home she didn't know existed. We like to call it the kitchen.
Thanks, honey.
But she knows it as the room with
The big cold box.
the big cold box. And so she has been pressured over the years and challenged.
I don't feel like it's pressured. I wanted to do something cool with
It's
Zoe.
friggin' pressure, trust me. I have to live through this. About baking, because her mom...
Oh, it's
well,
Easter.
she'll explain it. So this is what was going on in my kitchen yesterday. All right, so what do we have going on here?
Well, initially, I tried to save the big monster mutant cookie. And it didn't really no.
So first of all, you've always been under a lot of... Oh, by the way, look at me. It looks like you're a Colombian drug lord. That's great.
Oh, crap, it's on my face. Yeah, that would be just two certain little girls who got excited with the powdered
All right,
sugar and the frosting.
so the question is, who puts you under this pressure? Is like, who in the family is the baker?
Mother.
And you feel like this is like...
And Julie is like a gourmet baker, and then there's me.
So,
No, okay, I gave up cooking to you. I did. I relinquished cooking, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it worked out really well. But you know what? Your baking skills, I always thought that was like a parental thing I should do. And they apparently do atrophy, just like a muscle that is unused a lot. And that's apparently what's been happening here. So on the bright side, they're not all hideous. See, they're almost like a butt, right?
all right, there is a lot of pressure on you. So
Nice ladies.
what haunts you?
Okay, are you remembering Zoe's epic cake fail series? The kid's 7, and like I screwed up 5 of her cakes.
Share. Go ahead and share.
No, but it's like that one time that I made the Martha Stewart buttercream frosting, and it was supposed to be cream cheese, and I thought, man, that's so glamorous, and that's going to be cool. And then Bill came in, our brother-in-law, and he said, so essentially that's pink butter then, is it? And I'm like, no, it's not. And we all took a bite, and it was essentially, pink butter. Then there was the pink camouflage cake. Remember the pink camouflage cake, Zoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that fell apart and even more camouflagey than we could have hoped to.
I remember the words. I remember the words as they entered the house. What happened? What happened?
And then one time we tried to hide all the cracks in the frosting with strawberries, and then the strawberries got the frosting wet. Yeah, that was so funny, too. Maybe we just need to stop having your family over for your birthday party, and then we can get rid of the judgment.
Never.
That's nice.
You guys are amazing. Hi.
Hi.
All right.
I
So.
think that yours look really cute, you guys.
All right. So. Hold up the picture. Hold up this picture.
Okay, so this is how the bunny butts are supposed to look according to Pinterest.
Okay.
And I feel like
Hey, look at you.
we're close-ish.
Look at you. You know, it
Look
is.
at the little tail.
It's missing one thing.
What?
Well, I brought it.
No, you
with
don't.
me.
I have everything in the
So,
picture.
first of all, you need that right
What are you
there.
doing with raisins?
Watch. If you put them like this.
Are you serious?
Ew.
I'm sorry, Zoe's daddy is very immature. Really?
Yeah.
What is
now,
wrong with you?
It's little Easter bunny pellets. And they're edible.
You are so creepy.
Good job, Mom.
Thank you for defiling my one Pinterest achievement. That's nice. Such a jerk.
See, little raisin nuggets. I didn't have any malted milk balls because those work too. That's funny. Come on.
Really?
You got a baby. You got a bunny's butt. The
So
kids thought it was hilarious.
It's bad enough that I had to listen to Zoe and Ruby go but for an entire day. But then you insisted on putting in the raisins, and then I heard bunny poop, bunny poop, bunny poop, bunny poop for the rest of the day.
That's why I'm the best dad in the world.
Thank you so much, honey.
There is a new trend, and I've seen this. I've seen video of this around the country. And just tell them about the club.
Okay, now this is amazing to me because you did not admit this, but you had gone to a kind of a forestry college because you were in forestry and wildlife management. Right. You did axe throwing competitions, and until this show a year ago, I did not know that you had done this. And we've been married for 21 years.
Full size, double blade, axe. I don't know how many feet it was.
I mean, I used to
30
teach
or
about
30
being...
or 40, it was like this. Except, and he actually is throwing a double bit. So you take it over your back, and you make sure you don't give yourself another crack.
You did competitions.
You go like this, and you just get used to the distance and the revolutions. And I gotta tell you, when it sticks in the log, you feel pretty burly, which is great.
Did you wear the plaid?
everyone would wear plaid. I had red suspenders, for God's sake. I had big boots. My underwear was plaid. Too much information? Possibly.
Well, in any case, it's interesting. I had never heard about this.
This
but
is in Utah, right?
They've started an axe throwing club. They call it Social Axe.
So gonna do
It opened
this.
in Ogden a year ago, and now in Salt Lake City about a month ago.
Oh,
It's
I'm
the
gonna
first
do this.
establishment in Utah where it's okay to hurl a sharp blade attached to a wooden handle at a target.
Now, I understand that each one is like a bowling lane, but they're separated by chain link fences to
That's
make
helpful.
it safe. But now there's a new
Helpful.
twist.
Well, these guys were having a lot of fun, and they say, once again, it is similar to a bowling alley. But,
awesome.
The thing they were saying is, these have been popping up all over the nation.
Yeah.
And social axe is becoming quite popular. But the
wanna
one thing
do it.
that they wanted to do, they said, it's more of a sport we want you to enjoy, and then come along and have it with an ice cold brew. So, Social Axe had applied for a liquor license
What could go wrong?
because they wanted to serve alcohol in the establishment where they are hurling deadly sharp double-bladed axes.
Let's review. Things that cut trees down and now being hurled by people having cocktails. But they do play darts, don't they? Of course, darts not going to kill you or take your eye out like an axe.
Well, I guess they got around it because they said Utah law does not specifically identify axe throwing as an activity allowed under its on-premise beer recreational amenity license, but because it didn't, they felt they had to give him the license.
Horseshoes could injure you as well, and people enjoy, those things. How are we doing on our tickets?
Axe throwing.
And drinking. How are we doing on our Burning Man tickets?
We can't do anything now because
Okay.
they kicked us out of the waiting room. We have to wait till it starts now and try again.
We're up against 2 million people.
Okay, chemical explosion
I saw that.
near our house.
Right near our house.
Surprised.
The University of
Yeah,
Utah.
it's right over in that last one.
Yeah, had a little issue that 2 people actually got a little hurt. Ended up at the University Hospital, which is great because it's so close.
It's right there. They could have walked.
On the 3rd level, they had a fuming chemical spill, a very highly concentrated corrosive, very toxic to inhale, according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine.
See, the thing is, we live 2 blocks away from the university. So whenever we hear of explosions, it automatically makes me wonder if my kids are in the right spot. Especially since there's also, and you may not know this,
Wait.
mini nuclear reactor.
They
I don't think it's a secret, baby.
have an atomic reactor on site at the university. Don't tell anybody, okay?
Yeah, so whenever we hear the word explosion, and we are 2 blocks away from the university, it always just makes us wonder
Okay.
if it's time to move. You don't
The good
even
thing
hear
is
about explosions.
we're close to the hospital.
Well, see, it's like a circle of life.
Can't even tell you how many times we've jumped curbs and driving like a bat out of you know where to get to the hospital. It's a thing we do.
Maybe it's time to go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily newsroom, where hopefully there is not as many burns or axe wounds as there are here. Of course, she is brought to you by Always Black Friday, where it's 30 to 75% off every day. Also, Utah credit approval, because bad things happen to good people, but you deserve to have a reliable automobile, and they can usually help you within a day or 2. And of course, All Utah Plumbing. This is a good time to make sure that you've got everything set up for summer with your swamp cooler or your air conditioner at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Hello everyone, here's what's making news on Wednesday, March 28th on GephartDaily.com. A chemical explosion injured 2 people at the University of Utah Tuesday night. According to the Salt Lake City Fire Department, the blast was caused by a nitric acid spill at the Emma Eccles Jones Medical Research Lab about 5 p.m. Fire officials say the 2 people were working in a 3rd floor laboratory at the time of the accident. They were treated at the scene by paramedics and then taken to the hospital for treatment of minor injuries. Between 100 and 150 people had to be evacuated. The cause of the incident is still under investigation. West Valley City Police have released surveillance photos of a vehicle believed to be involved in a drive-by shooting. 4 people were wounded in the attack, including 3 members of a touring rap music group. The group, traveling in a large RV, had stopped in the parking lot of the Walmart Supercenter at 3180 South and 5600 West when the shooters opened fire from a passing vehicle, possibly a red Hyundai Sonata. 3 members of the group were hit, along with a 14-year-old bystander. They were all taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A 4th member of the rap group, part of an act belonging to the Southern California-based Crime Family Entertainment Company, was inside the RV and was not injured. And 2 13-year-old girls are lucky to be alive after being hit by a van in Taylorsville Tuesday afternoon. The accident happened just after 4 p.m. at 4200 South Redwood Road. Unified Police say the girls were struck while in the crosswalk. The driver of the van remained at the scene and cooperated with police. Their investigation is ongoing. And time now for a look at your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by our wonderful sponsors at Brio Technologies, Utah's most amazing audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. After a couple of weeks of chilly weather, it looks like we're finally warming up. Wednesday's daytime highs should hit the mid to upper 50s, and by Friday we'll be pushing the 70-degree mark. Say hallelujah. Chance of rain through the weekend is just about 0, and it's looking like Easter will be warm and sunny as well. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Daisy. Car washes.
No, Magic Wash.
I haven't gone to a Magic Wash yet, and it's brand new. But I want to go because my car is disgusting.
Well, no. We're going to do a test because the whole thing of Magic Wash is that he has this unique blend of polymers. I get picture of James as like this mad scientist, like mixing stuff up.
Big rubber gloves
Yeah,
up to
right.
here.
But anyway, he has what he calls basically a ceramic finish, and it's supposed to sheet off dirt and water and stuff for longer.
It does sheet off.
And plus, it's got the like conveyor, so you do like the whole magic carpet thing, and there's colors and lights flashing, so the kids are having an awesome
So
time.
you have me going to the inferior car wash. We're going to compare your car
and see whose shine lasts longer.
It's not fair.
It's going to be mine. But anyway, Todd and me, we're going to be up there at Magic Wash this week, and it's going to be from noon to 2. It's going to be on Saturday. It's their grand opening. We would love to see you. We're going to have a big fistful of monthly passes to give away, which means basically you can get car washes for 30
I would
days.
do it every day.
Right? Just on principle because you could.
You wouldn't need to because of the porcelain thingamajigger they have, but I would.
There's another Magic Wash in Layton, but we will be at the South Ogden location. And by the way, if you'd like to join us up there and come pick up your card, I'll give away a month worth of washes right now. All you have to do is just write like Magic Wash. If you're watching us on Facebook on Gephardt Daily or Gephardt Approved, jump on there. If you're watching us on the Todd and Erin community, just say Magic Wash here. And really doesn't matter what time of the day or night you're watching this because we know we're on demand. So
You know what I'm going to do?
as long as it's before Saturday, I'd be happy to give you one.
I'm going to take my pickup truck and put my dog in the back and my kids and go through the wash. Get a clean dog, clean kids, clean truck.
I don't think you can do that.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, for everyone except for the dog and the
kids,
children.
the children, yeah.
They might complain. Actually, no, Zoe would probably dig it. Zachy
She
would be
would.
traumatized
She
for
would
life.
love it.
Yeah.
All right,
That's a given.
always Black Friday. They are bringing this to us. Scientists have found a way to what?
Tell me this is not the coolest thing in the world.
I'm going to be Mr. Skeptical. Go ahead.
Well, look, there's been an extraordinary amount of hurricanes in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And we just know in the last 2 years, the decimation.
Deadly.
We're taking a look at all of the misery that happened down in the south here in the United States and
Right.
what happened to Puerto Rico, where it was essentially wiped off the map.
Right.
And, we're still rebuilding. So this has become an increasingly large concern as climate change has made this worse because of the warmer water.
So someone's going to do something.
Well, they're
about
Norwegian scientists, and they think that they can use existing technology from Norway to stop this in their
this? The
tracks.
Norwegians.
Well, I love you all. You're so smart. Think about it. Hurricanes are only able to form when the temperatures of the ocean's surface reach 79.7% Fahrenheit. If you can cool off the temperature of the sea whenever a hurricane is brewing, that would theoretically stop the storm from forming. Now,
So can I stop you for a second?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to cool off the ocean.
so you would think at this point, that seems like a fairly vast proposition.
That's something my dad would say. You're going to leave the door open and cool off the ocean out there? Shut the door. Air conditioning's on.
Well, here's the deal. He says they say that we could use bubble curtains to prevent the hurricanes from forming. Now, a bubble curtain is a flurry of air bubbles that are released from pipes planted in the ocean. Now, if it's planted in tropical waters, the bubbles would be released in the deeper waters, so by the time they reach the surface, they would be cold enough to sufficiently lower the temperature of the shallower waters, thus keeping the storm from forming. They say our initial investigations show that pipes must be located at between 100 and 150 meters depth in order to extract water that's cold enough. But it's amazing bringing the water to the surface with the bubble curtains. The surface temperatures then drop, and that cuts off the hurricane's or energy supply.
Yeah.
This is freaking genius.
Yeah, get right on that.
No, but they say it can be working because what they've said
How
is...
big an area are we talking?
Well, here, think about this. Norway's got the deepest fjords in the world. This is one of the reasons
Fjords.
they build a lot of the massive ships there.
Yeah.
They've been using bubble curtains to prevent ice from forming in the fjords for years, and they believe that the bubble curtains could work in the same way for hurricanes. If you think about it, it is a brilliantly simple, elegant plan that could actually work.
The scale of it is bothering me.
There's no question that it's a fairly massive scale, but if
Not
you take
fairly. It's a friggin' ocean.
But take a look at where hurricanes form. It's all relatively in the same area. It's not like you get one that suddenly spouts off the side of Siberia or down by Tahiti. There's specific areas where deadly hurricanes form.
Well, my hat is off to the Norwegians, first of all, for the fjord action, which is awesome. Not too sure about the scale, but you know what? Could be a step in the right direction.
I think it's amazing.
And that was brought to you by...
Tusen tak.
Oh,
I was just thinking.
you're welcome. Brought to you by Always Black Friday.
Where they have 30 to 75% off every day. They're in 12th Street in Ogden. Okay, so...
Coming up. I think the best story of the month.
Tell me.
I'm not going to do that. This is what we call a tease.
Oh, this is the waiting and suspense thing. Okay.
And it's coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you can get your credit back on track and get a reliable automobile by giving them a call. 801-404-7201. And also by Columbus Travel with spectacular deals on cruises and all-inclusive vacations. Go to ColumbusVacations.com. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where they have a winter special that they can check out your furnace and make sure that it's operating efficiently, saving you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to AllUtahPlumbing.com. Did you know that you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and GephartDaily.com any time of the day or night?
All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin noon thing. It is, a giveaway.
You know, this is...
Christopher's.
Oh, that's true. We had forgotten about that, and this is the most wonderful thing. We had talked to Melissa, who's the general manager, and I had actually researched to see which one had the highest steakhouse ratings, like, you know, in the state, and it was Christopher's. So I went to her and said, hey, how about giving us dinner for $4 just because you like us? And she went, all right. And ironically, for a year, this has been working great, and it's our big thank you. So this is your chance to reconnect with people, and that's what everyone seemed to long for the most, just talking to people that you hadn't seen forever. Maybe it's family members or old friends. And the best part is you can just walk out and someone else is doing all the work. So it's very simple to enter. All you have to do is just drop a comment on Gephardt Daily, Gephardt Approves Facebook pages, or on the Todd and Erin page. Whenever you're watching is fine. We draw a winner every Friday. All you have to do is say, like, Christopher's, or I like steak, or
Arg.
Arg is good too.
Arg is good.
We understand that.
All right.
Now, this is interesting. You know, we were talking about the chemical explosion 2 blocks from our house.
Yeah.
And this was really scary. Oh, crap. Her name is gone now. But she was talking about the fact that she lives 2 blocks away from Altaview.
Altaview?
And she said, yeah.
We love that place.
She said, remember the guy that burst in and he had the explosives?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
She
It's
said,
so nasty.
she said, I totally know how you feel. And she said, stay safe. And I'm like, sister, I'm with you.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing, though?
I have news for you.
Okay, hit me.
It goes along
Not
with
literally, but, you know.
It goes along with the crocus and the daffodils.
Okay.
Like the swallows returning for cappuccino. Like the monarch butterflies gathering in mass someplace with big trees. I've seen the pictures. Lagoon Amusement Park opens Saturday at 10.
This is very exciting. It's a great moment.
It is very exciting.
This
now, that's
also-
weather permitting.
This also heralds the return of Zoe's incessant whining of, why aren't we going to? Well, let's check the weather really quick.
Check the weather for
Now,
Saturday.
admittedly, Daisy had already just told us the weather and the
but
fact
we
that
didn't listen.
I'm not paying attention.
Let me see if she remembers.
Come on. Okay, Saturday, 68 and mostly sunny.
There you go. So it will be open.
Congratulations.
Did you know it was when it first opened?
Bazillion nine. It was
1886.
no.
Yeah, and you know what thrill rides were back then? They put a hook on your belt and they lift you about 30 feet in the ground, off the ground, and they let go. Ta-da!
Do you remember we were the ones?
Next.
Remember that we were the ones that opened that gigantic swing where basically it's similar, where they stick you in a harness, put you up the height, and then send you off. And they live mic'd us, of course, because they're like that. That was a fun one.
And there was a trail of vomit that came all the way up, and then all the way back.
I think it's got one of the oldest remaining wooden roller coasters in the country.
And there is connoisseurs of roller coasters.
They come and ride them because
There is a class
they're
of
experienced. Yeah.
There's a class of, you get all the ones that twist and make you throw up and all that stuff. But it's the wooden ones because of the creak, because of the noise, because of the feel and nostalgia. They travel the country
And the imminent fear of death.
and they actually look for wooden coasters.
That's so interesting.
It is.
Everyone has their aficionado moment of this is the thing
Right.
that I love, and I will curate it. And so and they do.
That's so cool.
But
So
anyway,
that's
congratulations.
Spring. That is spring, my friends.
The only thing I have some small measure of relief is we don't have to open the new ride.
This is true.
Because that's happened a lot. And I love them all, but at the time,
Who is this wily little person that we know a story about?
who are you talking? Oh,
That one.
this happens constantly, but this girl,
What?
I have enormous pride. Well, see, here's the problem. When children are trying to convince you of things,
Right.
and they may be clever, Zoe is relentless at this because she's got a memory like a steel trap, but
Right.
our 7-year-old. But, they'll go after it, and they have the patience. They'll continue to torment you. And you can say no when it's in the privacy of your own home. But if something happens to go viral, you're screwed. Because essentially now the entire country is going, you're really not going to do this for your child?
What was,
Really? You're not going to do this?
What was she asking for?
Well, this is Brendan Greeley. He said the turning point in his 8-year-old daughter's plea for a puppy came when he sat down to read his morning newspaper and saw the new headline scrawled saying, "Can I please get a puppy, a real one?" Now, Brendan, who's foolish, posted a photo of the paper on Twitter saying, "Look how cute this is." And he wrote, "Having studied my habits and preferences, my daughter hacked my attention this morning for her political agenda."
Right.
He's an economics journalist.
Okay.
So they were kind of backed into the corner when the photo was shared thousands of times across social media, even including being retweeted by J.K. Rowling, of course, the author of Harry Potter.
Was there a recourse to this?
And I'm pretty sure at the point J.K. Rowling is
Oh, yeah, when she
reposting your
jumps
stuff,
in,
you're
yeah.
essentially screwed. So he says, really, I haven't been especially eager to adopt a puppy. I've got 4 kids and I've potty trained all of them. I wasn't really looking forward to it.
So what's the name of the dog?
But she said she did behavior analysis. She watched my habits. She figured out how to get my attention, and now I'm screwed.
Yep.
So unfortunately, once after he agreed, his wife continued to go, "That's not going to happen." And so after a specific plea from J.K. Rowling, once
Oh,
again,
yeah, you got to. Huh?
the wife was forced to capitulate, and
Nice.
the new puppy is named J.K. Growling.
Aha! Dad got screwed over. That's funny.
This is kind of sweet. He says that for every donation, this was his daughter's idea, that is
Right.
made to the SPCA of their county or any other rescue organization,
right.
he will post a cute picture of Growling to Twitter.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
I'm proud of you, honey.
When we decided to, let me clarify. When I decided to get a dog, and I didn't want one that shed, and I did a bunch of research about
McLean
dogs.
is allergic,
That
yeah.
dogs work well with kids with special needs and stuff, and a Labradoodle was the way to go. And I said, we were working with the Humane Society. If you guys ever get one, call me. And so 2 months later, she calls. She goes, "He's on the table right now getting snipped. Why don't you come by tomorrow after the show?" And I said, "That's great." And Aaron was like, "Oh, that's fun." And then we went down, and they opened the door, and he ran out, and I just sat back and saw how he behaved, and that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of dog you're getting.
You bring all the kids down so he gets to know the whole family, figures out his place in the pack. That's
And so
important.
he's running around, he's checking everybody out, and I said, "Okay." And now Aaron's kind of playing with the kids and playing with the puppy. I went over and paid for it. And then I came over, and I picked it up, and I said, "Let's go." And she goes, "What do you mean, let's go?" And I went, "We have a dog. We need to go get," and I told her, I said, "Go get bowls and dog food and a leash and anything else that'll make him happy. And Erin's stunned face was like, it's like Erin's face when we would go looking for a car and we go onto a car lot and then we leave without buying something. She was like utterly stunned. And I was like, no, we're getting a puppy. We got a puppy. We're out the door now. Can't return it. No returns. Best dog in the world?
Best dog in the world.
Best dog in the world.
Most of the time.
Except
For the part, he really did not turn out to be an awesome guide dog for special needs, and it was not at all like those heartwarming stories you read where he teaches the child to speak or anything.
No.
He spent most of his time humping Zach's leg. It was,
Just at first.
Yeah, we had to get rid of that
Then
problem.
he stopped. But here we are, thought we had a Labradoodle. We would hike regularly in foothills where you could take your dogs, and the guy comes up with 2 dogs on a leash, and they look exactly like our dog, and they go nose to nose. It looked like they were looking in a mirror. And I said shyly, what kind of dog do you have? Because mine wasn't grown up to look like what we thought. And he goes, oh, Portuguese water dog. I go, me too. Gotta go.
Showed us the blaze on the chest and the fact they have little web feet, little web paws, their toes. And we were like, oh, well, that's good too.
Best dog in the world.
So that's good.
Best dog in the world. I want to tell you about the best story in the world.
This is an amazing story. This man just
Best of the
kills me.
month. Best of the month, I think.
You have
Best
a
of the
lot of
month.
best ofs today.
Best of the month.
Okay.
There was a gentleman who was, his name was Nevist Coleman. And he was convicted unfairly of an attack on a woman. And he was put into prison for 23 years. He's innocent. They did DNA tests.
Oh,
They
no.
found out who it was. It was a serial person who did this in a serial situation. And they turned to him and they went, oh, and they let him out.
You've
Now,
been unfairly incarcerated for 23 years of your life.
you know, he worked with the White Sox and he worked as a groundskeeper, you know, making sure the grass was good and the dirt was smoothed out and the bases were in the right place.
Well, in
And he
Chicago,
used to-
that's like a sacred duty, man, because it's like the Sox. I mean, everything must be perfect.
And he used to watch the games and see his friends pulling out tarps to protect the field and being on the sidelines and doing all this stuff. And he goes, those are my friends, those are my friends.
That must have been torture.
Absolute
In
torture.
prison watching this happen.
So when he came out, his coworkers and management got him his job back. 23 years. That's unbelievable.
Do you want me to finish the last part? Or
No.
can you do it?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Here's the part about this man that kills me, Nevist. He said, I got such a warm welcome. And he said, I got a new uniform and a hat. I put on my yellow rain suit and I pressure washed the sidewalk and got to work. They said that a lot has changed since he's been away. He said there's been a lot of renovations and is now known as the Guaranteed Rate Field instead of Kaminsky Park, which is kind of weird. But he said, I was in a situation where everybody was family to me. And he says, I can't hold anger in my heart. He says, because I'm back where I belong.
Oh, this doesn't work with glasses on. Sorry.
Oh, are they steaming up a little bit?
God, allergies in here.
It's the dust.
Chinese, sorry. Before we do this, we're signed up. Are we ready for Burning Man?
No, we're not.
Signing up for tickets if you're just joining
No,
us.
we got kicked out of the waiting room, so we're back to the beginning again. So
So what time?
at 1 o'clock exactly.
1 o'clock.
No, we got about half an hour.
Okay, so we're going to hurry the show up because we really
Half
got
an
something
hour.
else to do. The
That's
Chinese,
flattering to everybody.
you know, the Chinese satellite. The Chinese satellite is coming down. They were hoping to do a controlled re-entry. Look at, that's pretty big.
It's a big freaking
That's
satellite.
good. Now, all those loose pieces and the thin pieces sticking off and stuff, they'll burn up. But in the core,
But they did say, as I recall, it was 40% of the original
40 to
satellite
60.
will survive re-entry.
40 to 60 possibly. So they were going to do this big controlled thing, get it spinning, you know, bring it down over the ocean, died. Absolutely died. So it's coming in on its own. So
And all the Chinese space guys are like, good luck.
all the bits are coming off. And at one point it was Michigan, wasn't it?
Lower Michigan, and that is still the trajectory they're
Is it really?
anticipating. Yes. See, that's the trouble. It's going to land smack in the middle of our country. They're saying Lower Michigan should receive the brunt of the impact. But I've been kind of wondering, so what's
it worth?
the recourse?
What would a chunk be worth, I wonder?
Yeah, but it's all toxic. There's a lot of toxic
Wear
effluvium in
gloves.
there.
Just wear gloves.
There's
Put a
effluvia.
bandana over your face. Safety first. Rubber gloves, okay? What are you worried about? Little Windex, you know?
How have you survived this long in your life?
Hug your kids.
Literally, how have you
They
survived?
glow at night. Think of the energy you'll save. Well, here's the thing. FEMA has jumped in.
Oh, thank the good Lord.
FEMA, standing for...
Federal Emergency Management Association. That's great. They probably
That's
have a
right.
disaster plan in place.
Exactly.
You know, first aid, safety stations, it's ready to go. They're probably like all around it right
Here
now.
it is. Here, you ready?
Yeah.
Right. Look out! it's basically...
Excuse me?
Look out!
They're the Federal Emergency Management Association.
Don't get hit.
Aren't they supposed to have like a protocol in place for...
Here's the scary part. The scary
Look
part
out.
is this defunct, and you never get to use that word.
Really not enough.
Space station will plummet towards Earth. Plummet. Scary word. Plummet towards Earth this weekend. And the chances, this is good, the chances of you being struck are the same as being struck by lightning or winning the lottery. Excuse me, people actually do win the lottery.
And they get struck by lightning all the time.
Look out!
I mean, I haven't had it all the time, but I got struck by lightning once. Didn't you get struck by lightning once?
In my butt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
pretty much, so far the two of us are screwed, essentially, if it decides to hit Utah instead of lower Michigan.
Ours were, I was sitting on a guardrail in Maine. It was raining and lightning hit the guardrail a couple miles or whatever up. I was leaning against it. Boop! So,
That's not one you can really anticipate either.
no, I didn't see that one coming.
No.
Yeah, I thought I was safe under the underpass. The thing.
That really is FEMA's full plan right
Look
now.
out!
Right, really?
Right? So tell your kids that. Make sure. Tell
Good
your kids.
luck.
And then... and
Try not
just
to get squished.
Try to keep your... Don't wear a hat because the bill will keep you from looking up. And then don't get hit by anything.
All right, here's something that is far more satisfying. Nothing bundt cakes. Now, we've been friends of April's for 10 years, and here's the thing. I remember opening the store when she very first started. Nothing Bundt Cakes. It's 10389 South State Street in Sandy. It's just east of Southtown Mall. And this woman has been churning out these delicious, rich, glorious bundt cakes for 10 years now with cream cheese frosting that is to die for. Now, her big 10th anniversary celebration is going to be on Saturday, April 7th. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have tons and tons of goodies and prizes to give away. And they have crazy, crazy offerings too. I mean, for instance, she's
By the
got
way, your car will be frisked and searched when you return home.
buy one, get one free buntlets all day long, 25% off retail because they have all the adorable cake stands and cute little gloves and all the little accoutrements. And for the first 50 people in line, when you get a purchase, you receive a punch card for a free buntlet a month for a year. So the anniversary is going to be 9 a.m. to close. It's going to be a great time. So please make sure you come by and see us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there's all kinds of treats. More importantly, far aside from me or even the anniversary, there will be cake. Cake.
Lots of cake.
Lots of
and
cake.
that frosting that you could just eat with a big shovel. All right,
God
so
knows we've tried.
Coming up in Hollywood, we've got. Why is Olivia so angry?
Olivia de Havilland, do you remember her? She was in Gone with the Wind. She was Melanie. She was Melly. Remember, she's 101 years old, still alive, and we'll tell you why she's suing the living crap out of FX.
She's ticked off.
Plus, there's new Avengers posters.
Coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also, all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. And welcome back to the Todd and Erin Nooner
Keep talking.
Afternoon Delight. We're not sure. Everyone on Facebook right now is talking about the bundt cakes. Heather, I didn't know they had gluten-free. That's right. That's amazing. All right, Hollywood Connection is brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. If you want to go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com, they have amazing bargains, and more importantly, they also have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week emergency service, which is a big plus. Now, this is so cool. Marvel and Walt Disney just dropped 5 new character posters for the Avengers Infinity War, which is going to be on April 27th.
They
and
dropped them?
The fillings in my teeth are vibrating, so I was on Twitter yesterday and I took a look. I just wanted to show you some of the cool ones. They're basically integrating all the characters. Remember, they're squooshing in Guardians of the Galaxy and Black Panther and everybody. So if you can show us those, Mike. The biggest one, of course, starts off with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Doctor Strange, he's got the Spider-Man in that one. But they get bigger. This is so exciting. I can hardly wait for Infinity War. They've got a really good one that's got Steve Rogers, Captain America. Oh, there's Black Widow. And then a whole bunch of characters from Black Panther. And then, of course, the Hulk, which is why it's green. And then my personal favorite, that's got the Winter Soldier and Captain America in it. But they're so cool. I mean, I'm so excited. So everyone's just vibrating with excitement. They say that this is probably the only thing that's going to top Black Panther this year. So this is going to be really cool. You hate it when I nerd out, don't you?
No, of course not.
You hate me.
That's husband lesson number 462.
All right. Now, here's the one that I think is really interesting.
Tell me that now. I don't remember which character. in
Olivia
Gone with
de Havilland. Do you remember we were watching part of Gone with the Wind the
know.
other night?
Do you
of
have a
all
picture
things?
of her?
Yeah. Can you show her? This is when she was Maid Marian in Robin Hood. Back,
Oh, yes.
Back when they tinted all the film.
They did.
They hand tinted all the film.
She's gorgeous.
And she, of course, was Mellie in Gone with the Wind.
Right.
Spectacular. Well, she was always.
How old is
she
she?
always played an angel and just a sweet, beautiful, delicate woman.
right.
She's 101. She sued the network, FX Network, back in July, stating that the showrunner that they put together for The Feud, which is basically a feud that ran between her and actress Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, essentially was this battle between all of them and made her look terrible and
Mean.
and made her look like a mean, crazy person. And she may be 101, but she's still got an attorney and a phone number, so she called and threw the suit in.
Right.
Unfortunately,
She was betrayed incorrectly, she
yeah.
thought. Okay.
But the appeal court said in a unanimous decision that she doesn't have the legal right to control or dictate the creator's portrayal of actual people, which I think is very unfair because it seems like a full bit that you're talking about me. But unfortunately, it goes back to if you were a public person, they can pretty much say or do anything they like.
When you get to talk to some of the legends, and we, the what's her name with the red hair?
Catherine O'Hara.
We got to talk to Catherine O'Hara, and this is well after her career, and she was putting out a book, and so they arranged.
Maureen O'Hara. God,
Maureen
I'm so
O'Hara.
sorry.
So they set up an interview with us, and so we're on the phone with her, and she is very formal.
Tons of stuff with John Wayne. Amazing.
And you've seen the John Wayne, the Irish movie, where they're just beating the buggers out of each other, and they're just
The Quiet Man.
She's feisty and she's just fun. And I remember one point she said, "Tell your listening audience that," and I was just like, "That was so sweet."
We were so excited.
And at that point, she was up in her 80s, you know,
She was.
still gorgeous.
But she was just so elegant, and there's something spine chilling about talking to the old Hollywood
Oh, my
people because
gosh.
they're so different and they're so elegant and they're so. I am a legend, and you just fawn over them.
And
It
you
was
remember
amazing.
growing up and watching with the parents, you watching their movies, you know, when you were a kid, and so all of a sudden there they are. And
Same
it was
thing
just
with Elizabeth Taylor, where it was like, Miss Taylor,
Yeah,
I'm so
it was
excited.
so fun.
Seriously, you can talk to like A-list people now, like Chris Evans, you know, from Captain America. It's like, hey, Chris, what are you doing? But
No,
back
nothing.
then,
What are
it's
you
like, I'm like, I can't ever use your first name because
Right.
you're. Okay.
You
So
better
anyway,
now?
Yes, I'm much
Right.
calmer. Thank
I am
you.
going, Mike, this is the thing I told you about. I'm going to warn you. Hang on one second. I just got to find out about this.
By the way, it's almost time to go to
What else besides
Daisy.
ribs?
in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom.
The
She's brought to you
ribs?
by Think and McGregor Mortgages Made Simple.
Oh, wait,
or
I want to do this video first.
think-mcgregor.com.
Okay, I'm going to do the video first.
Okay,
I
what are
already
we
worked
doing?
this out with Mike. Highway
Daisy's
Trooper.
almost there.
Highway Trooper on the freeway. This is a video, and I want you to know.
This is from his dashboard when he comes out to help a stranded motorist. This was Sardine Canyon
Bad-
during that
bad
last
weather.
snowfall when everything went to crap.
All right,
All
before
the
you
tractor
watch
trailers,
this,
everything.
I'm warning you. Okay, I'm going to warn you. First of all, he's doing pretty good. He busted up some ribs, and he got a concussion, I would imagine, from this. But this should be a good lesson for people to start slowing down when it's slushy out there. And here he is trying to help another person. Watch.
Sardine Canyon's a nightmare to drive anyway.
It is.
You've done it, I've
It's
done
one of
it.
the most dangerous.
And I mean, every time there's just some, massive screw up, but this one had multiple tractor trailers. This was just
All right,
last
so
weekend.
the car's off to the side. He's going to pull over. He's got his lights on. He's going to give them aid. You notice that the cops will park far enough back that their car will block another vehicle coming their way.
Another way of protecting them, yeah.
Right.
And so God bless this guy. He gets out.
So he's backing up.
Oh, he's no fool. Smart.
No.
But everybody is still driving way too fast. That
And-
black car that went by.
And
Seriously?
remember, he lives. So he gets out
Oh.
at
Here's-
some point.
Well, here's the interesting thing he said afterwards, because once again, he lives. He said, I knew there was someone with me that day protecting me. He said, because there was no logical way I could have survived
There
this.
has to be.
So here's where he's probably talking, probably checking
Here, let me check.
the license plate, doing all that stuff.
Right.
But it was such an intense thing, he said, and when he talked, he was so completely calm. It was amazing. So here he goes. He's walking out. He's got his yellow vest on, like, please don't hit me. Oh my God!
Remember, he lived.
Oh my God! I was not prepared for that.
You're the one who wanted to play it.
God bless that man. I cannot believe that.
Okay, that's enough.
So once again, he lived, but you saw him.
He lived. He hit the back of the car. He's got broken ribs, got some broken bones, but he's going to be okay.
Mike, by the way, I'm really sorry if this brings back any memories. Our
This is
cameraman,
true.
Mike, was actually filming something on the side of a freeway and
Yeah.
actually got hit in exactly the same way. So I didn't even think of that. That
Sorry,
was very
Mike.
selfish.
Yes. No, but
We're
Yeah.
very glad you're here too.
we're very glad you're here.
But that terrified me. That was my first vow that I will make sure that I never screw around in bad weather again, because
Well, it's like that.
it doesn't matter whether you think you're the most skilled driver on the planet.
Yeah.
I will never do that again.
People like whip by and you go, I'm going to see you up ahead. And sure enough, there they are in the ditch. Echo Reservoir, where the turnoff is from 80 going north to Evanston, and 84 goes over to Morgan. That intersection, 23 cars the other day, mostly tractor trailers, piled up on each other because of the weather. And if you see these other things, this drives me crazy. You see those accidents where the cars just keep piling up and piling up. And the worst thing is people getting out of their cars. And there's more cars coming in. And it's just like, it always breaks my heart. It's just like, get back in your car. Anyway.
Alrighty, let's go to Daisy now. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She's brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgage is made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Within 4 minutes, they have mortgage options and ideas for you, and someone can call you back within the next business day. Also, by the Vein Clinic, where I love these people, you can book a consultation. I would go to the Riverton one. I love them. At theveinclinic.com. They can remove your varicose veins and all your spider veins and make you look amazing. And literally, I recovered within 2 days. It's usually like a month-long process. And it was pain-free. Also, by Always Black Friday, where it's 30 to 75% off every day, 12th Street in Ogden. Daisy, my dear, what's going on?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making national and world headlines on Wednesday, March 28th on Gephardt Daily. North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un has expressed commitment to denuclearization of the Korean peninsula while reaffirming his country's long-standing ties with China. Kim made the comments while paying a state visit to the Chinese leadership in Beijing Tuesday. The visit was seen as a prelude to talks between North Korea and the United States. Kim told the Chinese North Korea is indeed willing to hold a summit with the United States and that the issue of denuclearization can be resolved if South Korea and the United States respond to the North's efforts with goodwill, create an atmosphere of peace and stability while taking measures for peace. Authorities indicted a suspected Mexico-based drug kingpin accused of trafficking more than 40 pounds of fentanyl into New York City, along with 5 other people Tuesday. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration's New York division said Francisco Quiroz Zamora, 41, also known as Gordo, oversaw the shipment of enough fentanyl into New York City to kill millions of people. He now faces New York State's top narcotics charge, operating as a major trafficker, as well as criminal sale of a controlled substance in the first degree. And seniors' most commonly used brand name drugs are increasing at 10 times the rate of inflation, according to a report from the U.S. Senate. The report found prices for 12 of the top 20 drugs have increased by more than 50% over 5 years, and the price for 6 of the drugs doubled in that time. During his State of the Union address in January, the White House said fixing high drug prices was one of the administration's top priorities. And time now for your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by our distinguished sponsors at Brio Technologies, Utah's top audio-visual specialists, and also by our brand new friends at Magic Wash, home of the ceramic car wash, with outlets in Layton and South Ogden. After days of below average temperatures, we're going to be feeling the heat. Wednesday's high will be in the mid to upper 50s, but will be in the upper 60s by Friday, with the chance of rain just about zero. Easter weekend is looking good as well, with an outlook that's warm and sunny, much like you two, Todd and Erin. That's it for now. For more news across the nation and around the world 24/7, go to GebhardtDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Daisy. Got someone the other day who said, hey, I don't like poop in my basement, and that's because their toilet overflowed.
That's a problem.
They had a problem with their main line, and so I said, all Utah Plumbing, they came over, and they cleaned up the mess. They scoped the line, found out that their sewer line going out had a belly in it. I learned that word. It's a belly. It goes like this, and all the stuff piles up here, and it's not a good thing. They can take care of it. If you want more information, just go to allutahplumbing.com. In-N-Out Burger.
Now, this is one of the sweetest, most innocent of businesses. They always have a big smile for you. They've always got the lovely, fresh, hot burgers. Look at that. They always
They
look like
throw
this.
extra fries in the bag for no apparent reason.
They're like the nicest people
They
in
have
the
a
world.
restraining order.
They have to. Who could torment such nice people? It's like kicking
Restraining
a
order
puppy.
about this prankster who keeps running into stores. They film it. Keeps running into In-N-Out Burgers, and they'll grab a burger off a tray and then open it up and go, "This is garbage." He throws it on the ground, steps on it.
Is this one of those idiot YouTube pranksters who's
Probably.
trying to be the next PewDiePie?
Yeah, he goes in and says he's a CEO. He's the CEO of In-N-Out Burger, and he's been doing this all over the place. And I don't know if that's entertaining. And he goes across the counter and looks through stuff and throws it on the ground. This is contaminated. And I'm still not laughing.
It's
But
not funny. It's mean. They're
they
such
know
nice
who he
people.
is now. And they've got, this is in Los Angeles. And so basically what they're saying is that Rotor caused significant and irreparable, that word.
Irreparable?
Yeah, harm to the chain with the incidents this month, and it seeks damages more than $25,000.
Well, the thing is he also pretended to be, I guess, the husband of one of the CFOs and came in and he was...
Right.
So he's researched it enough that people are like, he could be.
Could be, maybe not.
Until,
maybe
the jerk
so.
cameraman shoots him going,
All right, so $25,000.
You're a bad man.
You're a bad man.
You're a bad
Leave the
man.
burgers alone.
What
for
have the
God's
burgers done
sake.
to you?
All right, so as you know, probably from the beginning, the crazy haphazard show this morning, that we are signed up for, and we are signed up for Burning Man tickets to buy. 2 million people vying for 65,000 tickets. 100-degree weather, dust storms like crazy. What could be funner?
Best thing ever.
And it's the one thing we do. And it's not with no kids, and we go out, we have fun, and we dance, we ride our bikes. Oh, matter of fact, I'm going to show you what it looks like in Burning Man to ride your bikes at 2 o'clock in the morning coming up. But that's kind of what's going on right now.
So we might seem a little distracted or
'cause we're-
perhaps overly excited at this moment.
So basically what we're going to do is they'll say, okay, the sale is on, and then you put in your promo code, and then you're in the waiting room. And then we go into queue.
And there's a little running man.
There's a little, you put your information in,
thing.
and there's a little green guy's like this. And he just slowly moves. Oh, the other way. In the last couple of years, he gets almost to the end. And it goes, sold out.
Sorry.
Little green man should have run faster. So that's kind of what we're waiting for. And we got friends around the valley who we're going to go with, hopefully. And so that's why we're kind of distracted. But coming up, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you riding a bike on the playa, the main public square area, at 2 o'clock in the morning with Erin. That's coming up next.
The Todd and Erin morning stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com.
Here comes the mountain cab. All right, so look, doesn't look like Lagoon's going to open on Saturday, but it is. Even though there's snow, but
No, it's going to be
nice.
mid-60s sunny. It'll be good.
All right. So once again, I apologize for being distracted this morning, but
54, 6 minutes.
6 minutes. So if you ever signed up for a big festival and you want to go on this music festival the last couple days or whatever it is, that's what we're doing right now, and you got to get tickets. And so we're all signed up and we're sitting here waiting. How many minutes?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. All right. So we better get out of here. It's not that we don't care. We do.
Super lots.
So a lot of people online on Facebook are saying, well, what's it like? What do you do there? And, there's dancing and there's music, and you meet all these people from all around the world, and it's really cool. 5 minutes. I'm going to start talking faster. So we thought, first of all, I'll say goodbye, and thanks for watching. And then I'll show you one night, 2 a.m., of course, we went biking. Of course you do. And I just followed Erin with a camera, and this is what it looked like. See you tomorrow.
Go for the man.